Willie D Live.
What's up, family? We got a body language expert who is now paying close attention to the movements of Nolan Wells' friends. Yeah, she said, hey, man, I could tell by the body language if they're lying or not. Check out what she said.
Hey, some of you tagged me in this Nolan Wells friends. Is there anything we can tell? Did they have anything to do with his disappearance? I'm body language expert and behavior analyst Traci Brown. This is really a good one. Stay tuned for my analysis.
We loved him dearly.
Nolan was like a brother to us, and I can say without a doubt, nobody wants to know what happened to him more than we do. I mean, we want to know what.
Nolan was like a brother to all of us. We loved him dearly.
Nolan was like a brother to us, and I can say without a doubt, nobody wants to know what.
Okay, first thing, I've been teasing a very big announcement. It's coming Tuesday, August 18th. That's 2026. And so make sure you sign up for my newsletter to know about it first. All right. First thing here is that the reason I like this clip so much is that it's the kind of clip that we don't get a lot, because we don't have to look at the person talking all the time. We actually get the true reactions to the comment, and that's really the most important information if you want to know how people are really responding to any kind of situation, because they're going to feel more free and open and like the spotlight's not on them, and so you're going to see more reactions at that point. Now, guy number one says we loved him dearly, and then he doesn't know what else to say. He looks to who I'm going to call guy number two for support. And after he gets this backup, we see him smile a little bit, and you wouldn't think that there should be a smile at that point. Is it a little bit of relief? Possibly, but there's something else going on here. Because when he thinks the camera's off him, at least when the spotlight is off him there, when he's not speaking, we see his mouth go to the side, and that's that oops sign there. That's the oops gesture. So he knows he screwed up, and he's really stressed about it, because we see his tongue roll around the inside of his mouth, and that is the sign of I got away with something. And his lips go really, really tight, so he's holding in some information there. All right, let's move on to who I'm going to call guy number three. Now, as he's listening there, we see him do some eye blocking when the concept of him being like a brother comes up. Okay, so his eyes close for just a little bit longer, so there's something there he doesn't want to see. He's either holding information out or holding it in. He shakes his head no, and it's small. Okay, so I think that's the negativity of the situation. He might have a little bit of sorrow going on there too. Of the two guys that we talked about here, he's the one that's the most congruent. So I'm especially suspect about that first guy. Now, all these little tells are going to help you not only find the truth in your own life, but it's really going to help you when you get involved with the announcement that I'm making on Tuesday, August 18th. So make sure you get good at this. It's going to pay off big for you. And now you know. TB out.
Okay, fam. So basically what she's saying is watch the behavior, not just the words. Watch the behavior, not just the words. Look at the reactions when difficult questions come up. Does demeanor noticeably change around certain subjects? Are there long pauses, nervous movements, or sudden changes in speech? I went to school for that. No, I'm just lying. But yeah, I studied. I kind of did go to school, man. It's like, what do they call it? I went to Backyard University, man. I studied, streets one-on-one. Sometimes the interesting part isn't the answer. It's what happens right before the answer or right after the answer. Warren Hudson, under the microscope, has publicly provided considerable details about Nolan's final hours. Now, which questions appear easiest for him to answer? Which subjects seem to create more discomfort Does Warren's body language match the confidence of his words? I don't think so. I watched him. And he was just sitting up there really stoic the whole time. Keep in mind, fam, you got a friend who drowned on your watch, allegedly drowned on your watch. And you're recounting the moments, the last moments of his life. You're recounting the last time you've seen him. You're trying to make sense of all of this. And your emotional level is balanced the entire time. Get out of here, man. That don't happen. Not with people with a conscience. It's going to go up and down. Even when you think you're sitting there, you got it together, you practice what you're going to say and everything, it's going to creep in your mind what happened to your friend. Why are you here having these discussions anyway? And it's going to creep into your mind what happened to your buddy, and you're going to lose it. That's just human nature. The friends together versus apart. Do they have different stories when they're interviewed together? Does one person appear to look towards another person answering? Yes, she already answered that. Who dominates the conversation? Warren, as always. Are we watching independent memories or people reinforcing one another's version? See, you can't confuse nervousness with guilt. So I get that. You know, this is a big deal. You're sitting there, you're being interviewed about the death of someone who was a friend of yours at some point. Some people are looking at it like you did it. Even if they wasn't looking at you like you did it, I guess it would cause some nervousness, some degree of nervousness, right? Because, you know, they're on camera or facing intense public scrutiny. Body language cannot prove deception or criminal involvement. That's why any expert observation has to be compared with actual evidence. And that's what any attorney would tell you. I got a lot of attorney friends and stuff. I be listening. I got ears. I be listening. Yeah. A nervous reaction is a reason to ask another question, not a reason to convict somebody. So, you know, if you see somebody acting nervous, you know, it's just like when the police, you see those interrogation rooms, and we all got a bunch of experience in that interrogation room. Even if you never committed a crime, you watch First 48. You see how they be in there, man, they be in there looking around and all that stuff, be spooked, looking for the cameras and all that stuff. They be in there smoking a cigarette, drinking some Coca-Cola. I don't know why Coca-Cola is always the choice, but they always drinking that Coca-Cola. There got to be something in it. But they be drinking that Coke and they just be looking around like, looking for them cameras and stuff, and they be nervous. Sometimes they, you know, be shaking their leg, all kinds of stuff. So nervousness is a part of being grilled or being in the hot seat, you know. But the real test is to compare their statements with GPS data, phone records, video, photographs, and independent witnesses. Yeah. I really don't care what somebody's hands are doing if the GPS proves where they were. You dig what I'm saying, man? Body language can raise questions because and evidence has to answer them. Watch the body language. Listen to the words, but follow the evidence. Because ultimately, Nolan Wells' case won't be solved by somebody's facial expression. It'll be solved by the facts. And that's what we're all trying to get to, the facts. Nobody wants to see an innocent person go to jail. But we do want to see who's ever responsible for Nolan's death go to jail. We want them to go to jail, and immediately after they go to jail, some point after they go to jail, whatever that time is, whatever that period is in between jail and death, We hope they go to jail, and then we hope they go to hell. Yeah. At least that's my wishes. You know, I know some of y'all, your religion won't allow you to say something like that. You know, I get it. I understand. That's why I say it for you. I said, listen, fam, anytime y'all got a problem and y'all want to say something and you know it's going to be, it's going to go against your religion, it's going to mess with your conscience, and you trying to check a fool and you know that person needs to be checked for real because they did you dirty and you don't want to do it, holla at me. I do it. I'll say it. I'll say it. As long as you're standing on righteousness, I can stand behind you. In fact, I'll stand in front of you. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to call a strike and a ball. It is my belief that Nolan Wells was murdered. And the people who were on that so-called sinking boat knows exactly what happened to him. And they know who killed him. So the question is, who's going to come forward first? Who's going to collect that money? Who's going to collect that $125,000? Who's going to do it? Somebody got to do it. Who's going to do it? That's the question. Yeah, you could look at those dudes' body language and tell something was off. This dude was smirking. Keep in mind, his friend, he in the hot seat because his friend, his so-called friend, is dead. And he got a smirk on his face after answering the question. You know, like, think about that, fam. My friend that went missing, found dead. I'm sitting down and I'm doing an interview. No matter what question I'm asking, I'm not doing no smirking. He was smirking. He went, you know, I know something that you don't. You know, yeah, I did it. What you gonna do about it? And you can't do nothing about it. Yeah, that's what that was. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.